Hi, welcome back to Cold Iron's Kitchen. I'm Wade. We're going to do a dessert today. Shocker of shockers. We're going to make a banana cake because I happen to have some volunteers. You gotta wait till your bananas are extremely ripe to do this. So let's come down and take a look at some of the other ingredients. We've got 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, to that we're going to add a pinch of salt and a tablespoon of baking soda. If I can get my fat spoon in that box. I need a touch more. There we go. And then you take a whisk or spoon, mix it all up like this, and then set it aside for now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to cream together the butter, which we have 1/2 cup of butter. That's 1 stick of butter. Notice I say butter, not margarine. This does not work with margarine. But you need about 1/2 cup of this stuff, and you want everything at room temperature. It's very important to be room temperature, otherwise it's not going to cream properly. We have a cup of white sugar. We have 3/4 cup of light brown sugar, but you can use the dark brown sugar if you choose. It's all up to you. It's your cake. And let's pull this up here. Now this has got to cream together till it's light and fluffy. I'm going to turn it up just a bit so it'll fluff. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes, so we'll get back to you when it's nice and fluffy, okay? Hi there. We're back. It's been about 3 minutes, and you can see that the sugar and butter mixture has gotten nice and creamy and fluffy. And I'm extricating these guys from their skins. Yeah, when they get this ripe, it's really easy to do. In fact, they almost jump out. So now we're going to have to add our eggs to the mixture. You add your eggs one at a time. No big reason for adding one at a time, except the other one gets to suffer a little longer waiting. Let that get incorporated. And then we're going to put the bananas in. Now, some people mash bananas first. I find at this stage it's kind of senseless because they're already pretty done. Rinse. Add our second willing guest. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so they get a little better incorporated. Now when we add bananas, that's really going to punch this thing up. And these, you need about 4 bananas, about this size, medium. They weigh about 4 ounces. There's 1. There's 2. Almost lost him. 3. 4. Okay. They're incorporating nicely. You want to get this creamed up before you start adding your dry ingredients to it. And your wet. You're dry and your other wet. So we'll be back to you in a minute. Hi, we're back. And now we're going to go into adding some of the dry mixture. And I think I'm going to use a little assistance here. Hi, friend. How are you? Add some of that. Because you want to get it well incorporated. And then we got 2/3 of a cup of milk here. You can use buttermilk if you like. Don't use chocolate milk. Because you're not making a chocolate banana cake, unless you want to. Yeah, I never really thought about that. But you want to do it alternately so everything gets mixed up nicely. See how it's all blending in there? Add the rest of our milk here. Now you do not have to have a stand mixer to do this. It's not required. It's just something I happen to have on my counter. It's probably the only appliance that does not get unplugged because I use it so often. Now, you're going to need to prepare 2 round cake pans. 8-inch, 9-inch, your choice. This is going to go into the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. When it comes out there, time to cool it off and figure out what we're going to do for frosting. See you in a minute. Hi, we're back. Now, we're going to add to the tops of these some crushed walnuts, or chopped walnuts. Normally you'd throw them in, but this way they stay basically close to the surface and make just another fun layer to play with. Now, a little trick with baking cakes A couple little tricks with baking cakes. If you're working from a box mix and you're flouring your pans, reserve some of the cake mix, say a chocolate cake mix. Save out about 3 tablespoons of that, and then when you butter them and you flour them with the cake mix, you don't have this white sides on it. It's really good. Now, to make sure the air bubbles are gone, lift it about an inch, drop it. Up, down. About 3 times. Pops the air bubbles in it. That's it. Just got to go in the oven now for about 30 minutes, and then it's got to cool for about 2 hours. See you then. Hi, welcome back to Cold Iron's Kitchen. Well, the banana cake is done, looking pretty. Now we're going to make a lemon cream frosting. And I'm starting out by zesting an entire lemon because it likes it. It's like rubbing its back. Actually, the lemon doesn't like it. I do. But what the zest does is add essential oils to the frosting, helps punch up the lemon taste, and then we're going to put the juice of this lemon in the frosting because that's even more fun. But you don't want to get too deep into the zest. You just want the bare yellow part, just that. You don't want to get too much of the white in there because that's where the bitterness starts. Oh. Okay, I think it's peeled enough. Now we're going to put this in a bowl that has 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. Come on, everybody gets to go to the party. Well, most everybody. Okay. To this we're going to add a 1/2 cup of butter. Because butter is good. See, it's all in there. Grab my whip here. And keep an eye on this right here, and I'll be back in a second. Now we're going to put the juice of 1 whole lemon in here. Grab a kniffy. Got me one of these fancy toys finally. It's a juicer. Now a little trick with this, if you're looking for extra juice, put your lemons or citrus of any sort, cut in half, in a microwave safe dish, and hit it for 45 seconds. All the little pulpy things inside bust. And gives you a little more juice. But we're not going to need to do that today. What we're going to do is we're going to cream this stuff together prior to putting in our sugar. And when we get to the sugar adding stage, I'll get back to you. Hi, we're back. Well, as you can see, this is creamed up quite nicely. So now I'm going to add about a teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Adds a nice flavor there. And now I've got it on low speed to add the confectioner sugar because you don't want to go poof. Let's see. 1 cup. And 2 cup. This gets a little messy. And 3 cups. Since nobody went poof, I'm going to turn this thing off and knock the vanilla off here, or the sugar. It doesn't need to be up there. Okay, so now we're going to bump it up. Now, again, you don't need to have a stand mixer. You can have a regular old hand mixer. What you want to do is incorporate the sugar into your cream mixture, and then we're going to get busy frosting a cake. I'll get back to you. We're back. We got our frosting. We whipped it. Whipped it good. Now, when you go to frost a cake, it's always a good idea to put a block of the frosting right on the plate before setting your cake piece on. That way it doesn't move around quite as much as you think it's going to. Now, you want to add to the middle, a couple of generous dollops, and move them around. Now this is a light, fluffy frosting. This is one of those things that you taste and you go, I'm a food god. I'm not really, but I can pretend. Don't worry about it leaking out over the edges, because you're going to be doing the edges too. Then we'll grab contestant number 2. Put you down there. So tell me, what are your favorite things in life? Yeah, you notice the walnuts, how they toasted up so nicely on that? You get a toasted walnut finish. Yeah, don't be afraid to slop it over. Be a good idea when you're done with this to pop it into the fridge for about an hour while things set up. I'd love to pop mine into the fridge. I have no fridge space. My fridge is full of food. Now, I like to draw it up, so I'm rounding it. A little frosting here. Just bring it up. Now, we're not going for a cake decorating contest here. No. This is just something you put together and eat. Bald spot. And line it along here. Yeah, I don't teach cake decorating. I am not a cake decorator. I'm a cake maker and eater. And we're just about done with this. And I'll have some frosting left over. My bad. I guess I'll have to make cupcakes too. But that's a story for another day. Well, as always, thanks for watching. If you like it, leave a comment. We'll talk to you later.